Guys, I just want to say thanks to a few people. And I always start off this. Instead of putting God last, I'm going to put him first, okay? And say, I just want to thank God for this opportunity that we have to play these games and to see such good sportsmanship among the teams. I want to thank Rich Eason. Rich, raise your hand. Rich was a good friend of Archbishop Hannan. And I also want to thank J.T. Hannan, the grandnephew of Archbishop Hannan, for coming to us in the spring and saying, hey, let's get this thing started back again. So I appreciate those guys. I want to say thank you to the ADs. We met and we had to pull some things and some people had to move around. Jesuit agreed to play in the afternoon along with De La Salle. Shaw and Holy Cross, instead of being on the West Bank, they're going to be on the East Bank. You know, Brother Martin and Eric, you know, moving from Saturday night, Thursday night. So everything just, you know, it just sort of fell into place, you know, and we're in good shape. So I appreciate that. Also, you know, and I don't want to say thank you to them, for St. Aug and Rummel for being a part of this, even though they've already played this past week. I want to thank Archbishop Amon and also Dr. Jan Lancaster. I'm going to let her say, she's going to say a few words in just a minute. And I want to thank our sponsors, VersaBar, Gulf Coast Bank. Some of the people from Gulf Coast Bank are back there in the back. And First NBC and the Manning Passing Academy for supporting FCA and these types of things. And I see him standing up back there. Jack Laborde, if you could come up here for a second. He doesn't know this. He said there's a lot he doesn't know. But Jack was the president this past year of the All-State Sugar Bowl and for all the events that went on, that kind of stuff. And I'd just like to give him this commemorative clock for his work, and also thank the Sugar Bowl for all the stuff that they've done for us in the past. I mean, they've been a great partner with us, and I just want to say thank you to Jack. Come on up here, buddy. All right. I hear you. All right. And last but not least, I'd like to bring up Dr. Lancaster, who is the CEO of the Archdiocese Schools, and let her say a few words. She also has to leave because she's got a 12:30 meeting, so just know when she sneaks out, you know, that's what's going on, okay? Dr. Lancaster.
You know what I want to do, I want to thank JT and Dr. Jones. It is a wonderful honor for our Archdiocese to be a part of this. You know, sports, especially Catholic school sports and Christian sports throughout this area, is truly a ministry, because what you're doing is you're teaching so much more. You're teaching character. You're teaching how to respond in adversity and difficult, pressure-filled situations. So I'm going to be very brief, but I just want to thank you all, because you truly are wonderful models about what it means to be a Christian. And when we model what we teach, that's who we are. We're Christians, and you do that every day with your students. You lead your students in a positive way. You show them the importance of character and doing what they need to do, but remembering that their faith always comes first. So this organization, I just applaud this organization and what it does, and we're just honored to be a part of it. So once again, thank you for your ministry. Thank you for everything you do. And then also, JT, I think your uncle would be very proud, because this is really what he was all about, bringing the best in everyone. And so once again, just thank you for being here, and thank you for letting the Archdiocese be a part of it.
Thank you, Dr. Lancaster. Thank you, Benny. And thanks to all from Fellowship of Christian Athletes affiliated with the Archbishop Hannan Classic, which, by the way, got underway this past Saturday night with Archbishop Rummel playing St. Augustine. Rummel won the game 42-18. We'll let each of the coaches come up and say a couple of words on behalf of their schools and their programs since that game took place this past Saturday night. First up, I'll ask Coach Jay Roth of Archbishop Rummel to come up and say a few words. His team is now 2-0 and ranked #1 in the state in the Louisiana Sports Writers Association poll, much to his chagrin, and #1 in my poll as well at sportsnola.com. Coach Jay Roth of Rummel. Jay?
Okay, thank you. Very nice to be part of the Archbishop Hannan Classic. Of course, St. Aug and Rummel opened it up this week, which was week 2 of our prep season, and it kind of felt like a playoff atmosphere because it was a standing room only crowd, and it was a great spirited game, which we came out on top. before we went to play St. Aug, I got the score of the Jesuit-Shaw game, and I heard about all the points they put up and the numbers and the passing yards. Well, you're looking at the Fred Flintstone of football here. We set football back 50 years by rushing for 200 yards the other night, and each team threw for 500 yards over here. It's like space-age football. So, I just hope we can continue our winning ways. I know this week we go to Denham Springs to play one of the top 10 teams in the state in Denham Springs, and I wish all the other teams in the Hannan Classic this week good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jay, and of course, congratulations to Rummel on that fine win. The other games that are forthcoming in the Hannan Classic, Thursday night, we got Brother Martin taking on John Ehret. That game is taking place at Tag Gormley Stadium. We'll actually have that on WGSO, 9:90 a.m. Both are represented here today. First up, I'll call upon a guy that made his mark as an outstanding player, John Ehret, not too long ago either. I'm not going to age you at all. And he's in his first year taking over at his alma mater. I know it's a dream come true for him, and I know he looks forward to the opportunity. And it's a pleasure to bring up Coach Corey Lambert of John Ehret. Corey?
First of all, I'd like to thank the Hannan class for having us here today. It's an honor. It's my first year as a head coach at John Ehret High School. I'm glad to be here with my AD, Ms. Sheena Smith. We're looking forward to a good game this Thursday. We're starting off 4-2, but the guys are they're coming around to what we believe in and the change in John Ehret back to what we used to be. I'd like to thank everybody for being here today. Thank y'all. Hope y'all have a great time this weekend. And once again, thank y'all for having us. Thanks a lot.
John Ehret's opponent on Thursday night, the Brother Martin Crusaders. They're 1-1 right now, coming off of a victory over Central Lafourche this past Friday night. It's a pleasure to welcome Coach Mark Bonis. Mark?
Just to repeat, like everybody said, it's an honor to be a part of the Archbishop Hannan Classic. Coming off a big win, we need to get back on track after our first week loss. We faced a tough opponent in John Ehret on Thursday. We've seen him play. Very talented, and so we're going to have our hands full. Our guys are working hard. Somewhat young at spots, but the big thing for us is treating it as a process. Getting better from week to week, and that's what everybody's here to do. But we're very blessed to be a part of this, and we're excited about our game on Thursday night versus John Ehret. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Mark. On Friday afternoon, an old rivalry is renewed. They started playing again last year, which was, I think, great for the community. The De La Salle Cavaliers taking on the Jesuit Blue Jays. It's a Friday afternoon game this coming Friday at City Park, and I know both parties are happy to bring themselves together again because of the great traditions that they have. The De La Salle Cavaliers represented by their first-year head coach, Coach Ryan Manali. Ryan?
Thank you. Follow up what everybody said. It's definitely an honor to be part of this classic with some great coaches and great programs. I'm here today with my athletic director, Coach Tony Benora, and we're very excited to have De La Salle High School to play such a storied program at Jesuit High School on Friday. We're 1-1 right now, opened the season real well. The team right now is facing adversity. Me as a first-year coach facing adversity, and it's really only making us as a program and team stronger each and every minute. Thanks for having us, and look forward to Friday afternoon.
Thank you, Ryan. The Jesuit Blue Jays, as was alluded to earlier by Jay, I just played an interesting game against Archbishop Shaw this past Saturday afternoon, although I think they both have aged about 5 years in the process. Jesuit beat Shaw 56-49. And if they had more time, we would probably be in about 150 to 148 right now. But game ended. Jesuit won the game. And by the way, we'll tell you right now, since this is obviously applicable in this situation, our RNL Carriers New Orleans Bowl, sportsnola.com, WGSO 990 AM, and also soon to be announced WGNO Television Prep Player of the Week for the metro area is Jesuit senior quarterback Tanner Lee. A two-lane commitment, the 6'4", 195-pound Lee set school records in passing yards and touchdown passes. He completed 23 of 33 passes for 532 yards and 7 touchdowns with no interceptions, and Jesuit won the game 56-49. Scott, I'm sorry. It's a pleasure to welcome my good friend Wade Kaiser. Wade?
Thanks, Kenny. On behalf of everybody at Jesuit, we're honored and excited about getting the opportunity to play in the Archbishop Hannan Classic. We're really grateful for the opportunity that you guys have asked us to play in it. About this past Saturday, I'm sure speaking for Scott, my neck is still hurting from, whiplash this way and whiplash that way. It was a lot of points scored, a lot of yards racked up. I don't know if there's any better combination in the city than Scott's quarterback and number 19. Those two guys played a great game. Hopefully Tulane will see those guys, because I tell you what, they're really, really good football players, and it was hard to stop them. We're 2-0 right now, and played a really, really good football team in Holy Cross, really good football team in Shawn. We have De La Salle this week, and after looking at film all day yesterday and last night, you can see the great job that Ryan Manali and his staff are doing at De La Salle. Those guys are, really sharp in what they're doing. They've got some great skill, and we're looking forward to Friday afternoon. So once again, on behalf of Jesuit, we thank everybody for inviting us to the Archbishop Hannan Classic. Thank you.
Thank you, Wade. Scott Bain's father. I know he really enjoyed that game. No, he didn't. Shaw plays Holy Cross this coming Friday night. That's the finale in the Archbishop Hannan Classic. That's at Tag Gormley Stadium. Scott has a little bit of perspective since he coached at Holy Cross previously and has been at his alma mater at Archbishop Shaw since the turn of the century, and has done a phenomenal job in getting his team to the Dome multiple times. And now he's just asking for a defensive player or two, and he'll be fine. So it's my pleasure to welcome my good friend Scott Bain's father. Scott?
Apparently I need to start changing cartoons from George Jetson back to the Flintstones, and maybe we'll play a little bit better on defense. We had as I said, interesting game. We came out pretty strong, and so did Jesuit. I mean, it was a battle of attrition as far as who was going to be standing at the end of the game. We scored what I think our last touchdown with a minute and some odd left, and they scored their last one that went with maybe 18 seconds left. So the game, we took a lead, they took a lead, we took the lead back, and they've won the game. I'm sure it was interesting for those who are watching it and those who are winning it. Not very much interesting for those who are losing it. We have the misfortune also of playing a team that, in fact, I talked to Barry on the phone Sunday, and I think that, over the week 1 and week 2, and, we all had our games canceled due to weather and our first week, and, his team is really playing well. They're good-looking kids. They really played well last week against Chalmette. Really played a good game against Jesuit, and the game didn't go their way. So we have to get ourselves back to work, and we have a short week to prepare. We're Saturday going to Friday, so we're going to have to buckle up and get ready to play a good game, a good Friday night game at Tag Gormley. And Coach Tom Aliff, our athletic director, asked me if we would be okay with moving our game from the West Bank to the East Bank to be a part of the Classic, and it wasn't even a decision. We would love to be a part of it. We enjoy being a part of these games and these weekends for a great cause and for a bunch of great schools. So we certainly look forward to playing Holy Cross on Friday. Thank you.
Last but not least, and this has nothing to do with age, I'll assure you. He has a great history in football. Of course, was at LSU for many, many years, and has been at his alma mater as head coach at Holy Cross now for the past several years. Tigers getting a win this past weekend, and he's looking forward to facing Shaw, I think, this coming Friday night. Please welcome Coach Barry Wilson of the Holy Cross Tigers. Barry?
Oh, it's real great to be here. I tell you what, to just be a part of the Classic is fantastic. We really appreciate it. It's quite an honor, and we're looking forward to it. I tell you what, after watching Jesuit and Shaw get after it like that, it's scary. I mean, they are unbelievable throwing the ball. Our defensive coordinator, we met this morning, and he said it's the first time I prayed that they run the ball. Normally, you want a team to pass it on you, to give you a chance. We said, please let them run. They can throw the ball as good as anybody we've ever seen, and it's going to be an interesting ball game. We're getting better. We're not there yet, but we're getting better as we move on through this. Mr. Boujal, our athletic director, has done a fantastic job of getting a lot of young coaches to come in and be a part of our program. And like I said, for the first year, we actually have a full coaching staff since Katrina. So it's starting to show. We're starting to play a little bit better football, but we still have a way to go. Just thank you for letting us be a part of the Hannan Classic. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Barry. Again, those games coming up Thursday night at 7 o'clock at Chad Gormley, John Ehret against Brother Martin. Friday afternoon, Gormley, De La Salle, and Jesuit at 3:30. And then Friday night in Gormley, you got Holy Cross and Archbishop Shaw. Hope you get out and get a chance to see at least one of those games, if not more than one of the games. Our next speaker is from Tulane University. He's in his 6th year there, but in a different capacity this